Okay. So we're looking at Bootstrap. So we're going to focus, it's one word. We're going to focus basically on documentation. So let's open Bootstrap. Okay. You see Get Bootstrap. This is the URL getbootstrap.com. Let's just open it first and understand what it is. So I'm going to teach Bootstrap in two classes, this class and the next class. The rest of it, you'll be reading it on your own. It's all everything is in the documentation. You just need to refer to it. I'll just show you how it is used, and you can start using it. Who has heard of Bootstrap before, or who has looked into Bootstrap before? Mute your mic if you're not talking. Okay, you have used Bootstrap before, right? Okay, you've heard of it. Okay, so this is Bootstrap. Yeah, you're talking. Continue. Yes. Yeah, something like just like the way you import it, it's just like you import font or something, you now use it inside. But now let's now see what happens. So this is the website of Bootstrap, getbootstrap.com. I'm recording. So if you come here, this is docs. This is look at it docs. If you open it, it's going to give you the documentation of Bootstrap. Documentation means how Bootstrap is used. If you are a novice, you don't know anything, just come here, go to docs. You can read Bootstrap and understand it. But you don't need to just come there and start reading everything. No. But you need to understand the basics before anytime you need something, you now look for it. This is docs. Let me look for another thing again. Let me look for pay stack. Who knows pay stack? Who has heard of pay stack before? Okay, what's pay stack? Okay. Who has heard of exactly good. Remitter, there are so many of them. PayPal. So we're looking at pay stack now. What I want us to see, yeah, Flutter Wave. There are so many of them. What I want us to see is what is doc. When we say doc or documentation, the most of the time that doc is mostly for developers. Developers are software developers. I mean, so let's look at PayPal. So I want us to just look at their docs. Pay stack. Okay, this is PayPal. Let me look at so this is Bootstrap. I've opened Bootstrap doc. Look at it. To start from introduction, quick start, and everything. Okay, Bootstrap is a powerful feature-packed front-end toolkit. Build build everything from prototype to production. All these notes is not what we are here for. Okay. I want this thing to open. Okay. Now you can see this developer. Most sites you visit, most sites you visit that have that allows people to use their services or allows developers to integrate their services into their website or their application will always give you a developer side of it. So let's go down to the bottom. Look at it, it's still here, developer. If you click there, it's going to tell you how to link Paystack. This is PayPal, sorry, to your application. If you are building an application and you want people to pay money or you want to collect money using PayPal, just come there, look for docs or look for developer. You see it. So if you look at it, this is if you want to use it on mobile phone, if you want to use it on as you want to use their API, this is it. You can come here, no code for people doing WordPress or so. So you just come to their doc, you just read about it, understand it. So before AI came in, ChatGPT and all the likes, we always go to developers always go to docs to read and understand how things are being used. Like this now, you can look at their docs, get started with paper REST API, get access token. They are telling you how you are going to use it, how to get this, how to send this, how to make a request, how to add this. They will tell you everything is here. So this is PayPal's doc or documentation. This is for Paystack. Paystack is trying to give security. So, and this is for Bootstrap. Okay, I don't know why this is wasting time. But let's open our our folder. This is our folder. I'm going to open our folder here. Okay, so I am. This is where we ended last time, but I'm going to create a different file now, and I'm going to call it intro bootstrap.html. Okay, so I'm going to populate it with my dummy data. Now, let me write a div here, and I'm going to say this is my first div. This is my first. No, this we're no longer doing first div, but first div. Is somebody's hand up? I'm getting a noise. I'm getting a sound. Yeah, yeah. I mentioned no, no. Font awesome is not a framework. Okay, okay. No, you're not going to be using AI at the end of the day. AI is going to help you build faster. At the end of the day, yeah. Yes, yes, yes. AI can give you one thing is AI can give you those things, but if you want something small to be changed and you don't know how to change it, how do you go about it? If you give AI that same code to change it for you, AI will change other things. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. If you give AI that same code, maybe you have 1,000 lines of code now. You give AI to say change this particular thing for me. AI will change it and also change other things. So most of the time you need to know what you are doing so that it's not everything you go and give AI to do. Some of them you just need to do it yourself. If you are going to look for a job tomorrow now, following these skills you have acquired, they will test you without AI. They will first of all test you without AI. What I do is if I want to employ somebody where I'm working, if I want to test somebody where I'm working, if I want to employ somebody, I will test that person and tell that person to put off their data so that they will not use any AI. I have to know if that person has idea first before going into AI. AI just helps you to build better and faster. So if you don't know anything at all, AI will give you the code, yes, but you don't know what to do with it. Those things are just there. If the client says no, I don't want this card to be like this, I want this to, you are lost because if you give AI again, AI will change other things. So now our pay stack has opened. Yeah. Yes, there is. There is. No technology is a waste. You can go somewhere now and Let's say you are employed somewhere and they have a code that is existing already and it's written in Bootstrap and they want you to maintain it. You have to know the Bootstrap before doing what you are doing. So no tech skill is a waste. Even though with the AI has come, but you still need to know it. So I'm looking at okay, look at this. Look at this. This is Paystack. Look at their developer overview documentation. You see, they have documentation there. So I just click on their documentation. Even you as a developer, if you are building your software, especially when it comes to the backend, you have to also do documentation. These are my documentations I do. Let me show you. This is the hospital software I've built. This is my own documentation. So there's always documentation so that people who don't know about this thing can actually go there, read it, and understand what your product is doing and how they can be able to use it. So we'll get to this Postman. This is called Postman. We use it for documentation. So you can see my documentation here. All of these things are my documentation. You have to write it, else nobody will understand what your program is doing, how to use your program to integrate it to their system. So you can see my documentation is very big, it's very big. But anyways, we're coming to it. I'm just giving you an example. So this is Paystack's documentation. You can see it's giving you how to use things. If you want to do payout, you want to do transfer, single transfer. So you just have to follow it, read it. But now AI has come to help us. You can copy this thing now, all of this thing, and give AI. AI will analyze it for you and tell you how best to use it, and even give you some codes on how to use it. Okay, so let's go back to our Bootstrap, and we were here. So we have this. I'm going to open this on live server. Put it side by side. Okay, so we have this div. Now, what is Bootstrap actually? Bootstrap is a list of classes or CSS styles that some people have written. For example, let's assume we have our style here. Um, let's call it. Let's use an external style. Let me write an external style here, like ex external.css. Okay, we're going to do a practical example now. External.css, and I'm going to write a class to say dot my my custom. Let me use my name so that it will really be different. I'm going to use my name there, and I'm going to say color of red, font width of border. Okay. Now I'm going to apply this class to my intro bootstrap. I'm going to apply it. So how do I apply it? I have to import it, right? So link CSS. So once I type link and I take link CSS, I'll now put the how do you call it, the link here. So the link is dot slash external CSS. So if I once I do this, I will now come here and say, okay, let me call my class, right? I'm going to say class equal to Terence. Okay. So it's going to give it this class, these ties. Now, what is Bootstrap? Bootstrap is same as external CSS, but these styles are not written by you. It has been written by some people. For example, let's have this thing hosted somewhere, maybe in a server somewhere. For example, we have this thing now hosted in a server somewhere. So many people can call it, can just import it, put the link here, the link to the file, the external.css, and put it here. Once they put it here, they can now start referencing the styles inside this. For example, now let me come here. Let me do this thing real life. I'm going to go to my server. So I'm using, this is a server I'm using, actually hosting real things. Public. So this server actually contains real things. You can see this thing now is a website. If I open this thing now, it's going to open a website. So let me come here and do, I'm going to create a new file here. And the file, I'm going to call it Terence. Okay, let me go external dash Terence dot css. Create. So you see this place now, these things you are seeing now, all of them. This is a website. Let me show you the website. See this. So this is it. It's opening. I don't know, my network is kind of slow. I hope you can see my screen. Okay. Okay, so it's opening, but it's kind of slow. So I've just, this is cpanel. This is not my computer. This thing you are seeing here now. It is, you can see file manager cpanel. It is a server, and this server currently is located in, I think, United Kingdom or US, one of them. So this my file now is in the server. I've created this file external dash terrains in it. So look at this. Okay, that's finished. So this is the site I'm telling you. This site we are looking at now. These things you are seeing now. These things. This is what it is. So if you want us to prove it, if you come here and copy this and come here, let's look at this index. Remember, index is the landing page. Edit. Oh no, let's not edit. Let's view. So I'm work. This is C panel. Anything I change here, it will change on live. Okay. So this edit is looking so scrambled. Let me edit so that I will see it very well. Edit. So you can see this is my HTML. So you can see what I did. I just wrote one page internal style. Then look at this, Sisters of the Needy Congregation. Look at this, Sisters of the Needy Congregation. So if I now do this, if I now put an S here, let me put a space here and an S and save this. Anywhere you are, even where you are now, if you go to this link and refresh your page, you will see that link and S. Now it's not appearing because of cache. Let me do Control F5. Cache is something that will hold the last page you had on your browser. You just hold it without refreshing. But now if I do Control F5, you see it is refreshing from scratch. That's why it's taking this time. So that S we added, probably we are going to see it. So anywhere you are still going to see this S. So I'm just going to remove that S again and save. Now, what am I driving at? We have our external .css in a server. I just wanted to prove to you that that is a server. It's not my computer. We have this. Now, I want us to link this file to our local system. We'll be getting the CSS from here. Our classes from here. So let's go to our local system. Remember, this is located in this domain. This is a domain. So if I come back to my code, I'll say I'm linking to, I put the domain slash my file name, external terrains, I think so, external dash terrains dot css. I think it is so. I think it is that. So I'm trying to experiment here. Okay. So let's go back to our, okay. So this is what we have. Let me refresh this page. Okay. So what we're supposed to have here is this, our class is in that, it's supposed to be in this external tenant. So let me cut it from here. Now you can see there's no style here. Let me go back to what we have on our server. This is the external tenant. I think it is empty. So let me edit it and put my style here and save. So I've saved. Now, hopefully, if everything goes well, if I refresh my page, see what happens. I'm going to delete this. Now, I don't have any CSS here. Look at this. Okay, now you see my code. I don't have any CSS here, right? And see where I'm linking to? I'm linking to a URL that is online, which is that URL I put in that server. So even if this URL is in your computer, once your computer is exposed to the internet, I can still get it. You can see what's doing there. So if we still go back to this thing and add more class, maybe we say dot, then we give it um maybe color of green. Okay, I just want to make it short. I don't want to make it long. We save. So you can see the way it's taking time to save because this is on cPanel. It's hosted. So we come back here to our code. Now let's use the other class, Dan. Let's use the other class, Dan. So I'm going to say P, for example. Let me just give a paragraph. This is a Dan text. Okay, so how do I use the Dan class? Somebody should talk. I will not be the only one talking. Hello, I have this. I want to use this. Is somebody talking? Good. I want everybody to follow. Class done. Now, if I save this, it's going to take Look at it's trying to refresh my page, and you notice that it takes a little bit time again. It doesn't just go very fast. Why? Because it has to take some time to call this from the internet. I know anything you are talking and communicating over the internet is usually a little bit slow. That's why when you refresh, it takes a little bit time. It's not like this CSS is being fetched from one of your files again. You can see what I'm saying. So this is how Bootstrap works. There's no difference. Now, if you look at this, let me remove this my link. Or before I remove this link, anyway, let me remove it and refresh my page and see if you see no styles again. But once I put it back and save, my styles will come back. It's reading the styles from this file. So we can decide to build our own bootstrap, put different types of classes there and put um so that people will just come there and just call. Maybe if you call Dan, you know it's green. If you call Terence, you know you are calling red. So that's what Bootstrap did. Now, what I want us to do is let's open this. Let's open this. I'm going to press my control and click on this link. If I press control and click on this link, it's going to open on our browser. Look at it. So you can actually see the classes. What did I click? You can actually see the classes inside every Bootstrap file. Look at this. Somebody is now seeing my classes. Now they can now use this to say, okay, Dan is this, Dan is it, and now customize it. Maybe they don't want Dan to be green. They can say Dan should be purple. You understand? They will now customize it the way they want. So somebody can decide to download this my file or my code or copy everything, even if I have 1,000 lines of code, copy it and put it in an external file and start calling it from external file. That is how Bootstrap works. So let's now go into Bootstrap improper. I'm going to remove any questions so far. It's risky. It's risky. It's risky. It's risky. That's why it is advisable that if you want to use Bootstrap, download the Bootstrap. Like download the file. Like for example, download my code, put it in your local as one of your files and reference to it. That's call it from your local, from your own code. For example, I download this code now. Even if that 1,000 lines, I copy everything, come here and create my own file. Maybe call it external Bootstrap file. Paste the code there, then call it here. I'm not going to be calling this link again. I'm going to call in the file and put that code here. Yes. What did you say? Dot CSS. Dot CSS because it's a CSS. You can see. If I copy it, I'm going to create a dot CSS just like what I did here. Where is that thing? Just like this. I can call it anything and paste the code there. Then I can copy all of this, paste the code here. I will now come back to my HTML. Yes, who is that? I'll now come back to my enter. I'll now come back to my HTML and now say, okay, I don't want to use external link again. I don't want to use external link again. I'll remove it. Then once I've removed it, you see there's no style again. I'm going to link local. Link, come to CSS. And now I'm not going to use the online link again. I'm going to link to dot slash external CSS. You can see external dot CSS and you can see it is back. So look at this. If I refresh again, Control S, it doesn't take time. It just refreshes once. Look at it. You see, it refreshes very fast because this link is in my local. It doesn't need to go to the internet to fetch. But if I now go back to the link I had online, look at it, which is this my file I created online, and I do a refresh. See, it's taking time. Why? Because it has to pull that file online. You get? So that is the difference. So what we're going to do now is we're going to use Bootstrap improper. Let me come to Bootstrap. So this is Bootstrap. First thing we need to do is we need to copy Bootstrap's own link. This link we are using here is my own link. Maybe I'm a company called Not Just Dev. I make my own code, write my own so many codes, and people start liking it. They can start using my own. But for now, Bootstrap has already done there. So let's use Bootstrap. We are going to copy their own link just like this and put it here, then start using the classes they have. So that is Bootstrap. So let's go ahead and do something. Bootstrap, okay, Bootstrap. Let's look at their link, create new index this. So if you want to look at it, if you have time, when you have time, go through Bootstrap. It's not much, just introduction, just understand what they do. They will tell you create new Bootstrap, new HTML file, which is what we always do. Include Bootstrap, CSS, and JS placeholders. This thing they are doing now, this thing you are seeing here now, is their own links. You can see here now, this link. Look at it. This is how their own link is long. You see, just copy this link. When we start doing things like pop-up, we'll need this link. This one under here. This one. You see, this one is scripts. It's about JavaScript something. When you start talking about pop-up, but our advice you just copy this first one for Bootstrap. Let's put it here. Let's replace this our link and save. I'm going to do a view wrap. Okay, so this is the link for Bootstrap. Then you see my page is loading. Okay, my page has loaded. There's nothing there. Now Bootstrap has its own classes. How do we see its own classes? If you want to know its own classes, it's either you open this link and see them, see the code they wrote, which you will not really understand because it's choked up. They have written thousands of CSS in one file. It's so choked up. Or you could come to their documentation. When we say documentation, we are talking about all those codes they wrote. They have actually explained what they wrote here. Now, before we proceed, we have copied the Bootstrap CSS link, which is this. It's called CDN. Most often, these links are called CDN. We can also come and copy the script, this script link we see here. I will advise you to always use both of them. But this script link is not pasted in the head, it's pasted just before the body, just before the closing body tag, because it's JavaScript. When we get to JavaScript, we'll understand why we put JavaScript at the bottom, not at the head. But for now, since it's just a script we are copying, we can now come back here and say, okay, just before the body tag, we put the other one. So you can see this one is script, while this one is link. And we are linking to CSS style sheet. You see, and this is the link. So you can see that this thing is located somewhere online inside jsdeliver.net, inside a folder called npm, inside a folder called Bootstrap with this version inside this, and the actual file is this. So if I press Control and click on it, anytime you press Control and click on a link, it opens on your browser. So it's opening on our browser now. Let's wait for it. Just like we opened my own and saw my codes like this. Where is it? This is my codes. This is it. You can see where it's located online. I've clicked on Bootstrap. So this is Bootstrap. It is not something you don't know. It is what you know. So let's look at something good. Okay. So this is color variables. We'll get to this. This is nothing. You can see background color. And they say background color is this. Now what is this? This is just a name they gave to a particular color. Border bottom width. They give it this. Okay, let me scroll down a little again. So if you look at it very well, you see things that you already know. Most of them. Outline 0. Maybe if you are somebody who has been reading, you will know what is outline and why you are giving it 0. Box shadow, we have done box shadow. So many of them. That's why I say there are just so many, you see. So it will not be good for you to come here and start looking at okay, look at padding button, 5 rem, dot 5 rem, that's point 0.5 rem. This thing, like I said, is just the same like saying padding button, 10 pixels. This is another unit of measurement. We spoke about rem, em, and so on. You can come here. This is another padding, and they are measuring their own in rem. So let's go back and use Bootstrap. Okay, so this is our stuff. So now let's actually use this Bootstrap. There are classes I know on Bootstrap. In fact, I would like us to remove this so that it doesn't look like as if it's confusing us. What we really need is the CSS for styling. If you want to start dealing with modal, all this pop up, you click and something shows on the screen is Bootstrap. Now let's look at this class. I'm going to remove this because this is not in Bootstrap. I know Bootstrap has um FS. It's still class. Remember, you are calling classes. You understand? You have this thing and so many classes are inside. You just come here and say maybe FS1, for example. You are saying font size 1. For Bootstrap now, what is FS1? It has said FS1 is a class that is written somehow like this. Let's assume we have our style here. Let's assume we have our style here. And we decide to say dot FS1 and we give it font size of maybe 40 pixels. You see this dot fs1 font size of what do we get? Let's assume we have this. Then let me come here and do. Let me not call it fs1. Let me call it fg1, and I also call this fg1. Let's see. Let me refresh my page. Okay, so you can see this fg1 now is not font awesome anymore. It is our own. But if I say fs1, see, it's going to change. And no, sorry, this is fg1. It's our own we are using. Now, if I say fs1, where is fs1 defined? Where are we saying fs1 is this size? Where? Can somebody tell me? Hello? Hmm. Are you sure my meeting has not ended? So where is fs1 defined? You can't see it on my page. Okay, if I use fg1, where is fg1 defined? Can somebody tell me? This fg1, let me also add color of red. If you're getting confused, you can see. So where is fg1 defined? Is it in my file or it is in Bootstrap? This is it. It is defined in my file. But if I use fs1, we still have something big. Let me say we use fs1 and we use mm, you see, I've forgotten how to give a color on Bootstrap. But now let's go to documentation. If you're using Bootstrap, always make sure you have documentation open. You don't need to memorize it. Just come here, look at color here. Once I see it now, I'll just remember. It's been a while I used it. So I've clicked on color. It's opening. Okay, I've remembered. Even though I've not seen it, I've remembered. Let's go back. So we are here. I'll come here and say text dash green. No, I'm not mistaken. Text. Is it text green? Okay, no, no. They don't have green. Text success. Yeah. So you see, it is green now. So what is text success? In Bootstrap, this Bootstrap now, that is where these things are coming from. These two. These are two separate. No problem. At the end, I'll take another one. These are two separate Bootstrap classes. This one is saying import this class. Resume. Okay. So let's go back. Where were we? Okay. I was trying to say these two are coming from Bootstrap. That's why we don't even have it in our code. But if you're using Bootstrap, doesn't mean you cannot use your own custom. No, you can use your own custom. Look at it. We don't even have it in our code. Now, our color is green, right? Because we said text software. We can also say, oh, yeah. Let me share my screen. Okay. I'm sharing my screen. Let me know if you can see it. I'm sure you can see my screen now. Okay. Good. So what I'm saying is these two classes, FS1 and TX and text success are coming from Bootstrap. That's why we don't even have it here. What then happens if we have a class, same class as Bootstrap? Let's say we have text dot success, same class as Bootstrap. I will say color of red or say color of purple. Now, what happens? You see that it is ignoring our class, but it's taking that of Bootstrap, which is green. Success means green. So if I remove that of Bootstrap now, see what happens. If I remove that of Bootstrap, it goes back. Then if I now say okay, let's use okay, hold on. See what I'm going to do. Success, text success is using green, which is for Bootstrap. If I remove the Bootstrap CDN, you now notice that text success is now purple. You can see. Let me make it bigger. It's now purple and it has gone back to its normal size. Why it was big is because this FS1 was saying it should be big according to full font also. Sorry, Bootstrap. FS1 is a I think it's font size 40 or so. So let me put my thing back. I'll put my stuff back. Okay. So what we're going to do now is we are going to go to the documentation. Like I said, Bootstrap, they don't really teach Bootstrap like that. So you have to put the documentation by your side. As you are using it, you master it. Okay. Now, if you come to download, we have looked at, I think, introduction is what I've been trying to introduce to you. I think it's loading, it's loading. Okay, introduction. So introduction, they're saying if you get your if you have your normal HTML, add this to the head, this link, which we have done it. This is a Bootstrap link. Once you add it, if you add this to the just before the body, just before the end tag or body, you have some other effects which I will show you later. So these are the two things. This is script. Anything you see script on Bootstrap, no, you should add it here. But when you see link, no, it's at the top. The link is for the CSS, while the script is for anything containing pop-ups. So if you look at it, the introduction doesn't have much. If you want to read it, it's left for you to read. Introduction doesn't have much. If you go to download, they're going to tell you, okay, you can download the file and link it to your code rather than using their external CDN. Now, why do we need to download the file? Why is it necessary that we download the file? Mr. Daniel was asking that question before. If their version changes, for now, we're working on version 5.3. If you click here, you see older versions, version 2.3. Imagine somebody who has been using classes on inside this version 2.3. And now, when they move to version 3.4, they will change those names, the names of those classes. If you are using 2.3 and you are referencing the one they have online, once they change it to 3.4, you notice that your classes no longer work because they have updated the names of those classes, just like what Daniel was saying. If their server is not working, your site will not be working well. If they change the name of those things, your site will also change. So that's why it's good to download it. Once you download it, you get the CSS file. Let me download this, compile CSS and JS, source file, example. So let me come here, download this. There's one file, just one file you need there, and it's called, I think, bootstrap.min.css. It always has min.css. Min saying minified. That means they have compressed it. And my network is slow, but if you successfully download it, open it, you see something slash min.css, and that thing you see is same as this CDN. This CDN is telling you the location of that file, that particular file. So once you download it, you see a folder npm. Inside that folder, you see Bootstrap 5.3.8. Inside it, you see dist, another folder. You see another folder called CSS, and inside that folder, you now see a file called bootstrap.min.css. So if you successfully download that Bootstrap, you see a folder, and once you start entering those folder, you see the final file is this, and this is all what you need. You can just copy this file and put inside your own code somewhere inside here and reference it by using dot slash. So that is how the Bootstrap linking works. Let's go back to Bootstrap. That is about the download, and that's all we need to know for this. There's not much. They're saying view in VS Code Market window. So content. So okay, just like they are saying, when you download it, these are the contents of that downloaded file. You see Bootstrap, you see a folder called CSS, and inside that folder called CSS, you see all of this, almost all of this, and you also see the JS files. The one that you need is the one you see bootstrap.min.css. This one. This is it. You can just copy only this file and use it. Forget about all of these ones. So if you come here, browser and devices. So I urge you to look at this. If you look at this, if you know this very well, you need minimal CSS. Okay. So they are saying browser and devices. They are saying Chrome supports Bootstrap, Firefox supports Bootstrap, Safari on Android. I don't know why they left it like this, as if it doesn't support it. But desktop, let me see. Mobile devices, desktop, every desktop supports it. So that's not our um we're looking at. Um so this Bootstrap, they have so many nice features. So now let me show you. Let me show you something you can do with Bootstrap very quick. Let me come back here, and I'm going to put back that their CDN, the script that was under here. I'm just doing undo. Okay. So we have this. So we don't have any HTML. I'm deleting this HTML. Now If we come to Bootstrap, am I recording? Okay, yes, I am. If you come to Bootstrap, let's say we want to do a form. You just look for form. You can come here and search. Look for form. Form is here. Okay, this is form. Under form, we have form control. We have checkbox. We have this. Okay. We have alerts. We have cards. Okay, let's say form control. So that you just need to get acquainted with these things. Like I said, there is documentation. Now you see this thing now. You need this thing. Let's assume we need this thing. My screen is black. I'm using dark mode. Let's assume you need this thing, something similar to this, or you need something similar to this. They are giving you the code. Look at it with their classes. So let's just keep going ahead. Let's assume you need something similar to this, or this, or let's copy one of them. Let's just get this one. Look at this. I'll just click here, copy to clipboard. Look at these things. You get exactly this thing. Then you post it. I don't have anything on my HTML. See, it's clear. Now I'm going to paste this and save. Look at what I have. See what I have. Now, you know this thing is code. You can actually go back to your code and change this thing. Just come back to your code. You can come to your code and say, okay, that email address that you are seeing is if you look at it, you actually know this is a form. And what they have done here is this thing means row. They are trying to do display flex, something like that. They're putting it in a row. And this G is the gap. Just like when we do display flex and we do row gap or column gap. This is gap 3. This G3 means all round 3. If you want only in the y-axis, like up and down, you do GY. If you want only in the x-axis, that's left and right, you do GX. So you can see another div, and you know inside this div you have your label and you have your input. Now this input you are seeing here, value. Look at this thing now, this input. Example now, you can change it to something different. Terence. So let's assume you see you can it has changed to Terence. You can just customize it. You can decide to change color. For example, this I don't want this blue here. You can decide to say, okay, that class, this confirm identity here. This is primary. They call this their blue primary. BTN primary. That's button primary. So if we say BTN success, it changes to green. If we want it to be red, we say BTN danger. If you want it to be yellow, like this hazard yellow, you say warning. You see? If you want the text to be white, you say text white. You see? So you don't need to all these classes, they have already written it somewhere. This BTN here is a class that is trying to make this thing look like a button already. So if I remove this, you see, it's no longer there. It's there, but it's no longer looking like a button. So this BTN now has done border radius. This is a class that has done border radius, has done other things to make sure it looks like a button. That's just a class you are calling from their link. This CDN you have included here. So let's go back to our Bootstrap. Let's look at alerts. Alerts, yeah. What are alerts? Alerts are those things that if you click, okay, I'm building an application now, and let me show you what is alerts. Yeah. So look at this. Let me toggle this. Look at an alert will come here. Look at this is it. This is an alert. Lab test successfully this. Toggle again. This is an alert. Now let me show you another alert again. This is another one. This is an alert. So actually this is a modal. This is also can be called a modal. This one we are doing here, but this is more of an alert. It's just to alert you. You don't really take any action, but it alerts you. So you can use Bootstrap to also do these things very easily. Now let's do an alert with Bootstrap. If you go to Bootstrap, we go to alert, look at them here. Okay, now let's just copy all of them. Come to our code. We are not doing anything. Let me remove this form we pasted before. We are not doing anything. We don't have anything there. We just added this script and this. I'm going to paste that alert code here and save. So now see what we have. You see what we have? We have all the alerts here. Now let's use only one. Let's use, sorry, let's concentrate on one. So I'm going to say I need only one, which is this first one. And BTN primary. So I'm just going, okay, let me change it to success. You just have to be familiar with this their success so that you'll not be referring to their documentation every time. Once you do success, it becomes the green type. Once you do danger, it becomes the red. Warning is the yellow, primary is the blue. So I can come here and I say product added successfully. So you see. So this is it. Now we are going to learn when we get to JavaScript how to show this only when something happens. Maybe you click on a button and something happens. Just like what I'm doing here. Now they're telling me failed. This is an alert. This is an alert. They're telling me it failed. Now let me go to patient. Even when you log in, they tell you are login successful. That is alert. Okay. So this is patient, for example. I'm going to do or maybe check out patient. This is a modal. With Bootstrap too, this is easy to achieve. I did not use Bootstrap for this, but it is easy to achieve with Bootstrap. Maybe I take confirm checkout. You're going to see patient checkout successfully. So you can see. So this is alert to let them know that something has happened. Let's go back. We are using this. We can decide to say, okay, we want this to be primary. So if it's a success, you use success. If it's a danger, that means something did not work. You can use this. If it's just info, you can use, I think there's info. Yeah, info just to give information. There's also dark. Yeah, like this. And there's warning. These are the colors I know about of using Bootstrap. But that doesn't mean you must use this color. You can overwrite it. For example, you can write internal style here like style. Let's write an internal style and put remember that thing is background color or background. But Bootstrap uses I think background, not background color. I think so. So let's give it a different background of purple. Now you notice that it's going to overwrite it, but now it is how do they call it? It is not transparent. So I can now do my own transparent background by doing um opacity opacity of let's say 0.5. So you see it is becoming transparent. Let's say opacity of 0.3. Okay, then we can now change the how do they call it, the color of that text, color of purple. Let me put it purple main color of purple. Okay. Now, anytime you are using Bootstrap and you give a color and it doesn't work, you give a property and a value and it doesn't work, no, you have to overwrite it by using not important. This sometimes will cause this to work. Important, not important. Okay, this is not working here. I think I've written something wrong somewhere. Looking at the reason why this is not showing. Color. It's not. I'm not sure it's going to show, but you should know. Okay, that means it's showing very faint. Black. You see, black is there, but that means even the one we had before was showing, but very faint. Very faint. It's very faint. It's very faint. Okay. Anyways, we are. Yes, in one of the opacity, it has made everything to be transparent. Everything at all to be transparent because of this opacity. So it has made everything to be transparent. But anyways, you see the way you are customizing it. Now, you are using inline CSS here and it's working. Control X. I've cut it. I've gone back. Now let me use a class. Let me use internal style and I'm going to call it dot my style my custom. Let me call it my custom and I'm going to paste these things. Control S. Now I have to use it here, right? This is class, so I can add multiple classes. Doesn't matter. My dash custom and save. So you can see this is working. So for any reason, if for any reason this does not work, maybe this color does not appear, what you need to do is come here and do important, not important. Like I specify that this is called not in programming, Abi. Use not important. If you use not important, it will make it very important more than this bootstrap classes. So it's going to show. So now you can see this is covering the full width. You can decide to say, okay, bootstrap also has a width. I think it has W50, something like this. And you say it has shortened the width. So if we come to badge, when we talk of badge, we are talking about something like this thing now. So you can see this thing is showing you one message. You can see here it's also showing one. That is badge. So if you come to Bootstrap badge, once you click on it, badge, okay, it's opening. The network is slow. So if you keep scrolling down, we are on alert. We are still on alert. The badge has not opened yet. Okay. Okay, so this is badge. You can see badge can be new, it can be anything. You see this thing now, badge. Let's assume we need this thing. Let's assume we just need something like this. You can copy it easily. Go to your code and remove. Let me remove every other thing we have here because we don't really need them. Just this div, and I paste it here. See, no, I've not copied. I've copied now. I'm going to do a paste here and save. So you can see we have this. See, so we can now go ahead to customize it the way we want. If we have 7 here, this thing normally This thing is 7, but it will not always remain 7. But if we start doing JavaScript, we know how to use JavaScript to change the value of this. So we can now say this can be maybe um message. Yeah. So you can customize it anyhow you want. You can decide to say, okay, you want to change the color of this to maybe BTN dark, and this one can be danger. So you can decide to, you see how Bootstrap is fast. It makes things very fast, but you just need to know a little bit of it. So let me look at another thing we can know. Let me just go down. Look at this. This is fine. Look at this. Imagine you are building a site and you need something like this. You can just come here, copy this, bam, put it there. Don't no stress. Look at all these badges. Look at this thing now. Look at this thing. They call it badge, right? Look at it here. Look at it. So I'm showing you from a real dashboard, something that people are using already. You can see them here. This is badge. They call this badge, mostly used for state uses. You can see the badges here. If I click on this view profile, you can see the badge here. Check in. It's supposed to be green, but I don't know why it's like this. Let me see this. Okay, you can see another one. So all of these things are being used in real life. But you just know where to you need to have that design eye and know where to place it. Breadcrumbs. Well, what is breadcrumbs? Let's look at what is breadcrumbs. So you just need to go on your own and start looking at these things. Once you practice, you learn. So we're talking about breadcrumbs. Let's see what okay, breadcrumbs, all these things. I hardly use this thing when I'm coding, but if you have to use it, if you're in maybe home and you click on about on library, you will see something showing you that from home you have entered library. That's breadcrumb. Okay, let's look at bootstrap buttons. You'll see different types of buttons you can just copy and use on bootstrap. But look at this. These are different buttons. If you need a button, you don't have time to style, just copy one of these. Look at them here. This one is this blue, is primary. You can just copy any of them. This one is secondary, which is this. You can just copy any of them. Look at them here. It's different sizes. Long ones, just how you want it. So button group. Now, button group we're talking about grouping buttons together. So if you need grouped buttons, just go there. Look at this grouped buttons. Group buttons, group buttons. Look at them, group buttons. We need this. They're all group buttons. Cards. So when we talk about card in web development, we mean, let's look at it. We mean like just like card, just like how they are. Look at this. Let's assume we need this or you need this. Let me look for a good one. Let me copy the first one. Let's assume we need this. I'm going to copy this or something similar to this. So I'm going to copy that. Let me go to my code and remove everything. I'm going to paste this 3 times. 1, 2, 3, and save. Now, look at this. We already have this. Now, it's just for us to put images here, 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 change the content. Maybe this button will go to another page. Now, the difference is you want them to be on a straight line. So, based on your, where's my code? Based on the knowledge of CSS you've had before, you know that for these things to be on a straight line, you have to display them flex. So let me cut this, put it in a div, in a parent div. Like I'm sure all of us know we have to put it in a parent. So this is a parent, and I paste everything inside. So in this parent now, let me put this side by side. So this is a side by side. I can decide to say style. Let me just use internal style so that we understand. Display flex. So you see it has display flex. You see, I can decide to shift it to the center by doing. How do I shift it to the center? Somebody should tell me. Huh? How do I shift this thing, these three things now to the center of this box? People are sleeping in class. So justify content. Justify content what? No, align item center is when you're aligning horizontal vertically. Like you want to move it downward. Like justify content center. People are sleeping in class. So if I do this now, you see it is centralized. If I want to put these spaces in between them, what do I do? I just need small space here and small space here. What do I do? Yeah, exactly. Gap, sorry, is it row gap or column gap? Or you can just say gap. If you use gap, it's going to be all the four sides. But if you specify, you see this gap 10 pixels. So all of them will have gap 10 pixels. Look at it. So we can now put images here. Look at the images, how we can put it. Look at it. They have given us image tag here, and they've given us the source SRC. So it's just for us to put our image here to say maybe dot slash. We put our first image here, maybe download the JPG. Come here, put our second image here, dot slash logo dot jpg, and put the third dot slash download dot png. Okay, give me 1 minute. I'm trying to let me send something to somebody. So you see, I've put images here. So within how many seconds, see how beautiful our page is looking. If we have the idea of what we want to do, our page will look better than this. Hold on, I'm trying to make some transfer to somebody. So any question up to this point? Okay. Okay, we are here. Yes. Yes, that's because the size of the image is not as big as this one. So what you need to do is use your custom CSS and make sure the height of these all of the images are the same, so that all of these items will start on the same line. You can see this image now. It's not same with other ones. You see the height of this image. So if in another way, you can decide to have your images designed, cropped to have the same size. That's what you need to do. That's the best thing to do. Design your images to look good so that it will flow with your website. They will have the same sizes, same design. I can hear you. I can hear you. Okay. Okay. So he said he said we will use, so this is where I was writing. He said we will use align item center, and I said no. Align item center will bring it to the middle vertically. That's it will take it down and put it in the middle. So I said we are going to use justify content center. Justify content center takes it left and right and place it in the middle. It takes it left or right, place it in the middle. For example, now we are using justify content center. Let's now use align items center and see what happens. Align items center. Okay, so I save, see what happens. You see this stuff, this thing now that is not the same size with this has come to the middle to become the same size, so that it's trying to place all of these things in the middle. See, if I want them to come down to this place, the middle of this, I will now use this align item center on the body of the parent of this thing, of all of this. So you can see this is coming to align inside the parent. The parent of this is the div we are doing this thing for, this div now. So if, for example, I come to the body and say, uh, you understood, right? Okay. So I'm going to remove this item center. Okay. Okay. So this is what we have. So let's go back to Bootstrap. Bootstrap. Okay. So there are some things we need to understand with Bootstrap, which I would like to show you. What? I didn't. Yes, of course. Of course. It's very possible. Why not? Have you forgotten about width and height? It can give you width 20 pixel, height 100 pixel. Okay, okay. Bootstrap will have its own too. Remember, there was a time I did W50. That is already to say width 50%. You understand? But it's not everything Bootstrap can just do. Some of them you have to use your own CSS and just do it directly. Bootstrap sometimes will not give you what you want. Sometimes Bootstrap will also be confusing. So anywhere you get to Bootstrap and it's confusing, you use your normal CSS. Now let's go to Bootstrap again. I'm going to remove all of this. I'm going to just put a paragraph P. I don't know why this thing is only coming up. I'm just going to put a paragraph here and I'll call it P, a P tag. So this is a paragraph. Okay, so we have this. Now, when using Bootstrap, I'll call class. I'm going to give it border of 1. I don't know if it's like this, but let me check. Okay, it is not like this. I've forgotten. Let me see. Border. Let's come here and see if we see border. There are just so many things here, but mm, let me come to border in Bootstrap. So, okay. You see, I can see it inside preview utility border. Border top at this. Okay, they say border will do it, but I don't think it did it for me. Let me see again. Border. Okay, it's putting it, but it's very faint. I think there's another one around the, when when I'm doing. I used to see something like rounded pear, something like this. But it's going to be something without border. Anyways, I was trying to give it border, but you can see it may not give us what we want. So I can just come here and do my P border border of 2 pixels solid red. What's going on here? Border. Which mistake am I making? Okay, don't worry. I've seen it. Head full. Yeah, I've seen it. Head full. Style. Why is this not completing for me again? Wasting my time. Okay, so I have my P. I don't see my code again. My code don't disappear. Okay, I just have to refresh so you can see border now. So let's now use Bootstrap to give padding and margin. Now, if you say with Bootstrap, if you say P2, it's going to give it padding of this two now. I don't know if it is. If you say P1, it's going to be smaller. I can't quantify this if it is 8 pixels. If one is 8 pixels, maybe two is 16 pixels, three is 24 pixels or something. Four, yeah, yeah, I know. I don't want to go into that part. You can figure that out yourself. But what I'm trying to say is, if you are building, you don't just have what you need in mind. You have a vision of what you need. But when you are building, you're actually checking which one is better for you. When you put two, does it look fine? No, it doesn't look fine. You put three till you come to master these things. Now, let's say we have padding three. Okay, let's use padding one. Then now let's now look at what that one is. Inspect. Let's see what Bootstrap is using for that one. Okay, so this is it. You can see padding of 0.25 rem. So this is what they are giving, 0.25 rem. So 1 rem, what is 1 rem? What is rem? Who cannot see my screen? Who cannot? Yes, 1 rem is 16 pixels. If you cannot see my, if you cannot see my screen, just leave and join again. So I want us to see that most of these things you don't need to memorize them, you don't need to know them. Just have an idea, then go to Google and do your research. 1 rem is equal to 16 pixels. So if they are saying, where is that thing? If they are saying P1 is 0.25 rem, that means it is 4 pixels because 0.25 times 4 is 16. That means this is 4 pixels. So I'm going to close this. Let's go back to this. Okay, so P1 is 4 pixels. Let's make it P2, which we are assuming is 8 pixels. Then if we need margin, you can add it on the same place and say maybe M3. So it's going to give you margin. Remember, margin is outside of the border. Or if you want it bigger, we go M4. If you want it bigger again, we go M5. But it ends at M5. It doesn't go more than that. You go M6. This class doesn't exist. See, everything goes back to default because it doesn't know what is M6. Except you are going to write your own class here and say M6 and give it a margin of maybe 100 pixels or so. So the highest is M5. Now, this is all round, padding all round. If we just need padding top, we do PT. You see, we only have the padding top. If we need only padding left, we do PS, which means padding start. Let's say we are doing padding start of 5. You see. Then if we need only padding at the end, this place is padding end, PE. I hope you understand. So we have four values you always use when doing things all around. We have S for start. We have B for bottom. We have T for top. And we have E for end. So I'm going to comment this out here. I'm going to comment this out here. Okay, it's commented out. Okay, so if we want padding top and padding bottom at the same time, we can say padding top 5 and also say padding bottom of 5. But there's a way for us to just write these two things at the same time by doing padding Y. That's Y means up and down, Y axis, and we'll give it 5 at the same time. So if we need it left and right, we are going to say padding X, which is left and right. Same way for margin is the same thing. It applies to the same E for padding or margin end, um, S for margin start, T for margin top, B for margin bottom, and then Y for margin up and down, and X for margin left and right. So if we now decide to do the margin all round, we just remove the value there. So that is how margin and padding work. You see, you don't need to go and be writing margin this, padding this. You can just use this short code. So I'm going to allow you to go through Bootstrap yourself. There are so many things you can use here. Let's look at modal. Yeah, let's look at modal. This is the last thing we are looking at before the end of today. So you people should make sure you meet before, not before our next class, before our class on Saturday. You have to meet yourself because this bootstrap, we're not going to deal with this bootstrap more than 2 classes because everything is here. I'm not teaching everything. I'm not teaching anything. You can come here on your own and get what you need. So look at this model. Look at this. There are so many of them. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. There are just so many. You click here now, you see example. Example, you see this one has come up. You click here, an example will come up. So if you copy, look at this. If you need something like this, just copy this. If you need, look at this now. Click on this. This will come up. You can now adjust it the way you want. Vertical. So if you need any of this now, just copy it. Look at this. You click on this comes up. Look at this. You click on this comes up. Same thing here. Okay. Now let's do an example. I'm going to copy this. I'm going to remove what I have inside here, which is this P, and paste this. Remember, I don't have any CSS. I can remove this and save. Now, this is my code. Remember, what we just pasted is a button and list of other things. So if I click on this button, see what happens. So if you go to your code where you have these 3 dots, you can actually put what you want to put there. I don't know why I keep opening this. If you go to this, you can say, okay, where do I have that 3 dots? modal body, modal title. You can see something. Let's put it side by side. Modal title, we can change it to confirm confirm payment. Okay. So if you click on it, it's changed to confirm payment. Then this three dots is this part. You can say you are about to sell your computer. Are you sure? Then this can be yes, go ahead. So, and this close can be no, go back. So as simple as it is, this button now, you see launch demo modal, you can see it here. This is the text. You can decide to say, okay, sell sell an item. For example, you can see sell an item. So I'm giving examples here. Maybe if you don't like the color, you can see, remember, primary, you can change it to maybe success if you want, or you give it your custom style you want. So if we now come here, click on this, you now see confirm payment. You're about to sell your, are you sure? You say no, go back, it goes back. You say this. Now, you want to say yes, go ahead. This now will now say, okay, when you click here, you want it to go somewhere else. So it is in your code that you are now going to say, yes, go ahead. This is a button. You can now say, okay, using JavaScript. You can now say maybe on click. For example, you can say on click of this, you can now do maybe alert. For example, this is JavaScript, so I've not gotten there, but as simple as it is, you can say alert sold. And do as simple as it is, you can say alert sold and save. So if we now go back to our code, because we are going to enter JavaScript not long from now, we say sell an item, then click on this, you see sold. So this sold is just to tell you, okay, I executed something, I did something after you click on go ahead. So this sold now may not only be sold in the future, it may be you actually sell the item and it works. So you see, you click here and it tells you, okay, sold. So that is it. So if we come back to our thing, you can say, okay, anyways, let's leave it at this point. Let me not go ahead. So I'm going to end the class at this point, and I'm going to give you an assignment. The assignment is going to be for you to build anything you can build, any website you can build using Bootstrap and minimal custom CSS. If you have to use custom CSS, you just be small, but make sure you mainly use Bootstrap. Just you can just open any site of your choice. Just start building it with Bootstrap. But I want to see a complete website. I'll look at it on Friday. No, I'm not looking at it on Friday. I'm looking at it on Monday. So it wouldn't take you any time. Just open any site you want. Any site. Maybe something like this. Just build anything. I just want you to get familiar with using this Bootstrap. So our class will end today. If you have any question, post it in the group. Any questions so far? Hello? No, Monday is not too close. Monday is not too close. Monday is very far. Between now and Monday, Monday is very far. You can even use 1 hour on Monday and do this thing. If I leave it till Friday, you will start forgetting things. If you are going into coding, you have to be coding every day, oh, especially when we are just starting. You have to be coding every day because me, I code almost every day. I don't think there's a day I don't code because you have to master it. The thing is to master you too. So I think Monday is fine. You don't need to build a big website. You don't need to build something big. After all, it's Bootstrap. Bootstrap. With Bootstrap, you notice you become very fast. You just submit the assignment on Monday. Okay. Any other question? Hello. I'm going to stop the record.